All right, all right. Um, yeah, I mean, just can get contact with Jennifer. Try to call her a bunch of times. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I'm thinking of like resolving that issue somehow. After I actually get contact to her. But yeah. Um, because of this, then I'm just gonna wait for a little more, and then hopefully, if there's more people to come, then it is great. If not, then I am just gonna start the lecture and record a video. Okay. Yeah, definitely. All right. So yeah, I might consider to extend the lecture a little bit today, because yeah, it was been delayed for like 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm just gonna maybe wait until like 22 or 23, then I'm gonna start. Okay. All right. So yeah, in terms of who are here, have you guys finished the exercise for lecture 3? Any kind of feedback or feelings? Did you guys are able to finish it, or it is a little bit challenging to you all? Yeah, feel free to talk in the chat or I'll mute. Yeah, also in terms of this, I think we still have like 40 minutes limits. So yeah, once again, if 40 minutes is up, then just consider rejoin, or at some point Jennifer is back online, then we can just move to her meeting room. All right. Okay, yeah, so it seems like that is all the person that I have, and from the Discord. So okay, yeah, let's actually get started. So just a little short review for lecture 3. In here we've talked about operators. There's assignment operators, arithmetic operators, bitwise operators. That is optional. Don't know if anyone is interested. Index operators, where we just talk about indexes. Yeah, so comparison operators larger than equal to those ones. Logical operators, and or not. So that is 3 logical operators. So assignment is just this equal sign, right? And then you can assign variable using those constant, and arithmetic operations, plus, minus, multiply, divide, integer division, here reminder, and then power, and then also watch out for dividing zero, um, dividing zero special case. Okay, that will give you an arrow. All right. Um, what else? Yeah. So here is the multiplication. Uh, those are negative numbers for the percentage sign, which is reminder. Yeah, just remember that, when you're trying to remind a negative number, some weird behavior happens. So yeah, just be careful about that. multiply two stars means power. Okay, bitwise operators, we have bitwise and, bitwise or, bitwise not, bitwise XOR, bitwise not, and then left shift and right shift. Okay, so and is just you get when both bit is equal to 1, you just do 1. Other than that, you just get 0. Okay, and then or just when any bit is 1, you just get 1. Okay, and then XOR, when two bits are different than each other, then you put 1. Other than that, you just put 0. Okay, and then not 5, just flipping all the bits. And then if that is positive number, after you write, like for example 101, you add a 0 in front of it, because for a positive number and negative number, there is a thing called 2's complement. Okay, and then that is, if you're interested, uh, do research or ask me. Yeah, left shift by 2, just multiply by 4. Right shift by 2, just divided by 4. Okay, assignment operator. Assignment operator here, plus equal, means that x plus equals to y is equivalent to x equals to x plus y. And yeah, all of those signs means the same thing. Okay, and yeah, here is just an example. Index operator. Um, Index operator is just that we're gonna treat yeah, so this is a string, and in today's lecture, we're gonna actually learn about list, tuple, and a little bit about string. So yeah, those we can use this as an we can get this using index, right? So this is starting from 0 to 10, but 10 is not included, so 0 to 9, and then step 2, so like 0, 2, and then 4, those ones, and then you start from 1, then you just got all the odd numbers. Okay, and then comparison operator, you have like larger than, a greater than, and you have greater, equal than, and less than, lesser, equal than, equal, and then not equal. And then as just checks if two variables reference to the same object. Okay, as not checks if the two variables reference to different object. Okay, yeah, so a is equal to 5, b is equal to 4, and then we just do a whole bunch of comparison there. I believe that you can do it. It is not that difficult. And then time here. So yeah, the idea is, even though a is equal to b, a is not b. Okay, so it is the same time stamp, but those two objects are actually different objects. Okay, and then you can get this idea by like actually printing out their object, their address. Okay, and then logical operator, as I said before, true gives you true. That is for and then or is false gives you false, and then other than that, it will be true. And then not just means flip the value. Yeah. And then yeah, conditions in Python, if, elif, else. We are going to talk about it more in the following lectures, but yeah, this is a short introduction. Okay, so yeah, if A is larger than B, yeah, this is just a program that tells us which number is the largest among the three. Okay, and then this program is actually equivalent to this, but yeah, this one is easier to write. Yeah, and then we have this idea of ternary operator, which you can write if else in one line. So this is when you try to understand it, then you can try to understand like this. So this is the condition, and then this is what you will do if the condition is true, and then this is what you will do when a condition is false. Okay, so yeah, it is basically saying x equals to something, and this something is 0 if y is equal to 1, but if y is not equal to 1, then this something is 1. Okay, yeah, so that is what is happening. In operator just checks if a string contains a substring or list contains an element. Okay, so you can do like print 1 in A, and then A is equal to ABC. You can print A in A, and it will get both true. Okay, so order of operations, this is just a table for you to reference. And then yeah, and then always make yourself clear with the parentheses or brackets, so that the reader of your code does not get confused. Okay, and introduction to loops. You have while loops, you have for loops. For a while loop, you have a certain condition, and then you have to sort of manipulate the condition yourself, so that it does not go on forever. Okay, and continue means skip this current iteration of the loop, where while break means just skip the loop, skip the entire loop, and then continue on what's after the loop. Okay, and yeah, oh, also continue and break works in all loops. So yeah, it can be used in for loop as well. And here, for loop for I in range 10 just gives you a list of numbers from 0 to 9. Okay, and it is sort of like an iterator, but like, yeah, don't worry about that idea for now. All that you need to know is that you can do for I in range something to actually get the iteration. Okay, yeah, so for I in range 1, 10, comma 2, means that the ranges start from 1 and ends to 10, and then 2 is the step length. Okay, so A is equal to blah blah blah, B is equal to blah blah blah, and then you can actually iterate through a list or a string using for loop. Okay, and then yeah, just print range 10, print range 10 is just means that it is not a list, it is a special kind of operator. Okay, yeah, so exercises, before I actually show the answer. Someone type in the chat, sir, how can we stop an infinite loop without using the term break? There is, I mean, I don't think there is a way to stop it. Uh, if if you do something like while true, there is no way that you can there is no way that you can break out of the loop without using the break statement. So you have to do like if some variable is equal to for example 10, and then you just do break. Okay, because ICS for you teacher. I mean, not allowed. It is never not allowed in the university. When I was doing ICS for you, our teacher was fine about it. I don't know. Maybe your teacher have like some personal preference, but yeah, I mean, break is allowed to be used, and it is a part of the language. So as long as your syntax is solid, then it can be used. It is just it is a behavior, and some person does not like the behavior, then it forbids you guys to use it. But yeah, I mean, to avoid yourself to get into infinite loops and sort of clog the computer, or because if you're in an infinite loop, then for example, if you're running this file in a command line, then you have to force stop it, right? Yeah, so I mean, it is a good tool, and then it is used very often in university, I would say. So yeah, feel free to use it, and break, continue. Those are just good tools to, like, if you know what you're doing, then it is good tool. But other than that, yeah, uh, no comments on that. So yeah, that is the comments for those. And then yeah, let's actually go to the exercise. So yeah, write a Python program to find those numbers which are divisible by 7 and multiple of 5 between 1,500 and 2,700. Okay, so like this question is basically saying that you can divide divisible by 7. So like the remainder of that number, so like that number percentage 7 is equal to 0, right? And then multiple of 5 is just another way of saying it is divisible by 5, right? So those two are basically the same thing. So it is divisible by 7 and divisible by 5. So both two conditions have to met, and the other condition is between 1,500 and 2,700. Yeah, so that just means like you have to have a loop. So as you can see here, for I in range 1,500 to 2001. So yeah, this is something to be like pretty careful of, because the idea is you include the left but not include the right. So if you have to actually get the number 2007, and in this case, I don't think 2007 is a case. Um, yeah, so it is not a case. But I mean, when it happens to it is a case. For example, if I change this to like 2000 and yeah, so if I change this range, if I say like this question is between 1,050 and 2,100, right? Like 2,100, then it would actually matter, because 2,100 is actually divisible by 7 and divisible by 5, right? But if you don't include this here to like 2,101, then you are gonna miss a case. That is when it actually mattered, right? Like if I make this to 2,101, then you can actually see here this 2,100 case is covered. Okay, so yeah, that is the problem here. So this is something to watch out. Okay, and yeah, this statement is easy. If I percentage just percentage 7 is equal to 0, and I percentage 5 is equal to 0, then print I, right? So it is divisible by 7 and by 5 at the same time. Yeah, so you print it. Yeah, so is there any kind of questions for this one, or is there anyone wants to share their code? And let me actually try to take a look at if those are true. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for a while and see if anyone have question. Right. I don't think anyone have any questions, so I am assuming that you guys did a good job on this. Okay, so write a Python program that accepts a world from the user and reverse it. Okay. After today's lecture, you will find better ways to do it, but yeah. So, so for now, we have two ways. I actually develop two ways to do it. So here, A is equal to input. If I run this program, I can say like what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and then it actually reversed the list. And how that works is for the first one, so we have for I is in range length of A. Okay, and then imagine what that will be. So in this case, we have this is C style. C-style commenting. Forgive me that. Yeah, so if you have this, then the length will be 10, right? So you have 10 numbers. The length will, of course, be 10. So the range will actually be from 0 to 9, right? And then, yeah, print A, and then you get length of A, right? And then length of A minus 1, and then minus I. Okay, and then this is, sort of manipulating the index a bit because length of I in here is, if you get this, then it is always 10, right? So the length of I is 10, and then the I is actually in range from 0 to 9. So like I is in range from 0 to 9, right? But length of A is 10, right? So if you think about the first case here, the first case is when I is equal to 1, right? If you do not have this minus 1 here, then you're going to have like uh, A length 10, right? And if you try to delete that, then it will actually give you an error. And to demonstrate you this, you can do this again, and then it will give you an index out of bound, a string index out of range. And this is actually because when I is equal to 0, then you're reaching a bracket 10, right? But when you're reaching a bracket 10, there is no such thing because the entire string is have the largest index as 9, right? Because you're counting from 0. So the largest index will be 9 instead of 10. Okay, so that is the tricky part of this. And then, yeah, also because I want to output it as a string, I just, actually make this end equals to just empty string so that it actually connects together instead of like having one number at a line. Okay, so that is the first algorithm. The second algorithm, if you are actually very comfortable with indexing, then what you can do is this is very easy. You don't have to worry about anything. This idea is that print and then A. So this two column means we are omitting the starting index, and the end index means that we are doing this for the entire list, entire string, right? And this -1 is means step -1. So you just sort of like, you just decrease from the top, right? So it is sort of like doing a reverse order by like you're starting with the entire entire string, and then you just slowly decreasing, and then you will also get this. It also does the reverse for you. So yeah, that is two ways of me doing this. Is there any sort of questions or concerns, or if anyone wants to share their program? Yeah, just gonna wait for a while and then see if giving you a little bit time to actually type. But yeah, if there is no question, then I'm gonna move on. And just grab a water. All right. So yeah, I guess seems like no one have any questions about this. Um, write the next exercise, write a Python program that which iterates integer from 1 to 50 for multiples of 3, print fizz instead of the number, and for multiple of 5, print buzz, and then for multiple of both 3 and 5, print fizz buzz. So this is very alike, or I would say like very similar to the previous problem where I ask you to print out like this one. This is pretty similar to that one. So yeah, if you so yeah, the range from 1 to 50. Yeah, but the output is like actually from 0. So yeah, I'm just gonna do like from 0 to 50. And then for 51 is the same reason, because 51 is not included. So this range I is actually from 0 to 50. Okay, and then this case you have a if case, which you should have been kicked from the meeting. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, I mean, don't worry about it. Yeah, because I don't know, like I can get contact to Jennifer. So like some of you guys are not here yet. I will post the video though, definitely on the Discord, and I would ideally use a Dropbox link, and I believe that you guys, like, once you click it, you can download the video and actually see it. I don't know how Jennifer deal with this video uploading issues, but like I'll just talk to her. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, so continuing with our example. So yeah, for I in range 0 to 51, we have if I percent 3 is equal to 0 and I percent 5 is equal to 0, that means you're both divisible by 5 and by 3. Then you just print fizzbuzz, right? And LF, so yeah, from my experience, uh, the if case, if you're dealing something with this, so like if you have multiple cases to examine, um, the first case will be the most strict case, right? And by I mean strict, because there are less number that can be both divisible by 3 and by 5, right? Because you sort of have to divisible by 15, right? So yeah, so that is the idea. So you just do strict one first, and then you do this. So I present 3 is equal to 0, you print fizz, and then I present 5 is equal to 0, you print buzz. Okay, and to illustrate this, think of, for example, if I change this, um, if I change this to the if case, and then I make, okay, yeah, the meeting will end in 10 minutes. I am just gonna join again after after we are being kicked out. Okay, so yeah, yeah. If you do something like this, imagine what will happen. Um, yeah, so like if you do I percentage three, percentage by three equal to zero, then there will never be a fizz buzz. And that is because before we actually get into this else if, this case is already fulfilled. And then because this case is already fulfilled, then you're just getting into the next iteration of the loop. Okay, so that will not work by if you're putting a less um, less stricter case. And yeah, so like all the purpose of it is just figuring out the order of those conditions. And you might think that it does not matter. It actually does matter when you're actually trying to write program. Okay, and yeah, so if you want to do nested if cases, then it is fine as well. Like yeah, so the whole purpose of this is just as long as you have the same output, like the multiples of 3 puts fizz, and multiples of 5 put buzz, and then multiples of 15 you do fizz buzz, then everything is fine. There can be different answers for a same question. Okay, yeah. So that is that. Is there any kind of questions, concerns before I move on to the next one? The next one can be pretty challenging. Oh, there's another question. Okay, yeah. I apparently leave quite a bit of homework on Friday. Okay. Yeah, so I don't see any questions. I hopefully want to finish both of two exercises before the end of this 40 minutes time period. Okay, so yeah, write a Python program to find the median of three values. So in the class, I have written a piece of code that actually gives the largest value among three variables. And in this case, we're just gonna do like the median. Okay, so you have three inputs, those are normal, and then the idea is if a is larger or equal than b or less or equal than c, right? So it is between B and C, right? But when I actually first time developed this to write this exercise, I forgot to include this part, right? So if you do not include this part, it means that you're actually like sort of sorting those three variables, and you're basically saying that B is the B is the smallest and C is the largest, and so A is the median, right? But there is also the case that C is the smallest and B is the largest and A is the median. Okay, so yeah, don't forget to include this case and connect it with a or. Okay, so this else if case is pretty similar. I'm just not gonna repeat myself. And then if A or B are both not like median, then C will definitely be median. Okay, so that is the idea, and also this equal also work because you can have one number is equal to the other, and that can be all That can also be a median, and it actually does not matter which one to output. It will be both correct. Okay. So yeah, I have 5 minutes to explain this Fibonacci. So yeah, I imagine this could be quite challenging. Hi, who is Lucy? Uh, I actually have no idea who is Lucy. Uh, yeah, so I have no idea who is Lucy. If right after vouchering come, no. I mean, yeah. Currently, we have Choi Xu. We have Lucy is just Joffrey. Yeah, yeah. So I think apparently Lucy is just Joffrey. Okay. Yeah. So let me continue with the the Fibonacci. Yeah. So Fibonacci works like if you have the first two term is one, right, and the second term, the third term is just the sum of the previous two terms. And this is a good introduction to recursion, but since we have not learned it yet, we are just going to decide with loops. And there is a extremely smart algorithm for this producing this Fibonacci sequence. And I'm not, I don't think if any of you can write out this program when you first sort of see this Fibonacci question. But yeah, this is extremely awesome. Let me introduce this to you. So you have for I is equal to range 15, right? So that is not the problem. And then if I percentage by 2 is equal to 0, that means, for example, this range is from 0 to 14, right? So yeah, uh, yeah, so the first case will be just 0. Then print A, right? A in this case is 1, right? And then A plus equals to B. Then it will make A here equals to 2, which is actually this term. Okay, and then you exit this if case, and then you just continue to another loop. So now I is equal to 1, right? But when I is equal to 1, I percent 2 is not equal to 0 anymore. So we get to else case. So we do print B, right? And then print B. So you will print another 1 here, right? And then B is plus equal to A. And then B is right now 1, and right? And in the previous iteration, A is already changed to 2, right? So B will now equals to 3, right? And then that is the idea. And then after you do another iterate, then A will be printed, which is 2, and then A will be updated to the value 5 because B is 3 now, A is 2, and then you add those up, and then you get this number, and then you just put that into A. Okay, so that is how smart this program is. When I first treat with this idea of Fibonacci sequence, I don't think I can get a solution like this. But yeah, this is extremely smart and very very efficient. Um, and if we then talk about like the algorithm analysis, then you can see like this is actually very time efficient. Okay, so yeah, that is that. Any kind of questions or concerns? I see like the meeting has like less than 1 minute. So yeah, before we actually being kicked out, yeah, we can. If there is any questions, feel free to type or we can leave to the next one. Okay. So also, yeah, Jennifer,